Hello, 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 and welcome to this dark morning. The kids are asleep, so I'm talking quietly, very quietly, into the microphone. This is episode 301, count them, of Prog Review, and I've got to do this early in the morning. It's very dark and murky. My face is illuminated like Uncle Fester in the pale glow of the computer. Yes, email, and never too early for email. And today, if you haven't read the title or description, I'm talking about Robert Reed and his Willow Song EP. Don't know if you remember. Do you remember this year? Mr. Reed had an album out, a peculiar album called Sanctuary, which was his, I'm going to say tribute to Mike Oldfield. And do check out my review. If you like Mike Oldfield, I think you'll like Sanctuary. Again, it's a bit of a, as I said at the time, it's a bit of a curate's egg. And that leads us on to this. This is, well, I mean, I don't know if are you familiar? Are you familiar with Willow's song? Are you familiar with it? Are you familiar with the movie The Wicker Man? Are you familiar with that? Are you familiar with Britt Eklund dancing in the nuddy? It was a body double. You do know that from behind. It was a body double. Well, Wicker Man's one of my favourite films. Love it to death. Love dear old Edward Woodward and everyone involved in that movie. I think it's great, and Willow's song's one of my favourites too. In fact, I will include a link in the description to my bad cover version of this song, which I recorded in 2006, I think it was, a long time ago. The masters were lost in the great hard disk crash of 2006. I don't want to talk about it. So it's a bit of a rough mix. It's not exactly perfect, but I've been working on it a long time. So anyway, I'm getting off the point. This came out, and I thought, well, I really like Willow's song. And Mr. Reed put up a video, a very clever video, which I enjoyed. Done on a budget, but still very effective and good fun. Again, lots of nods to the original film, and so I thought, well, I'll throw me pennies into the hat and get a copy, and he even signed it on the back. Isn't that nice? So what you've got Willow's song, and it's a fairly standard interpretation of it. It's it's not gonna scare the horses, as I say. Paul Giovanni, the original composer, isn't going to get upset by it. It's very nice. And the vocalist hasn't got it on. Has it got the vocalist's name? Oh, yes, it has. Oh God, it's so dark I can't see. The vocalist Angerard Bryn does a great breathy vocal on it. Very, very nice. This is backed by another folk standard Scarborough Fair. Yeah, very nice. Again, very nice. Nothing to get scared about. And then you get. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tracks, which Mr. Reed describes as being bits that didn't quite fit on Sanctuary, and yeah, I mean, they're nice little bits of Mike Oldfieldy kind of things again, and it's quite interesting to hear them separate. Actually, these little fragments. Whereas if you've not heard Sanctuary, it's all one piece of music. It all flows. Whereas this, you've got these little fragments, and it's curious to hear them standing alone. But this time of year, I mean, again, you might be watching this in the summer, but it is the 22nd of December, so we're heading towards the festive period. And unless you're having a non-denominational break. It's Christmas, come on, everybody celebrates Christmas. The winter solstice, that was yesterday. So that's why it's so bloody dark this morning, isn't it? But yeah, there are a lot of bells on this. It should have been called Willow's Song EP, open brackets with bells on, close brackets, because it's very Christmassy, and I can't believe it, my battery light is flashing, so I'm going to thunder through this. So you get a very seasonal feel for those pieces, and it's interesting to hear them standing alone. The pirate section has been remixed, which I quite liked. It rounds off with instrumental version of Scarborough Fair, which again, it's okay. But the last track is Willow Song's extended version, and I quite liked it because he takes a few liberties at the end and it gets a bit kind of tribal with the drums, and I like that because I like cover versions that stray off the path. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good fun, and I do implore you to go and buy a copy. I'll have to put a link in the description for you. Get it from Mr. Reed himself. He's very good with the old postage. So I'm going to give this, seeing as it's Christmas and I was a bit tough with his last one, I'm going to give this, oh God, 5 Oma catches out of 5. 5 Oma catches out of 5 for the money. You can't go wrong. And if you love Willow's song, there are 2 versions of this which join the great pantheon of cover versions. Very, very able. And yeah, I thought it was, you know, a nice little thing and a nice accompaniment to Sanctuary, which I know I was probably a bit tough on, but it didn't quite, you know, work musically for me. Whereas this was nicer to hear. Oh, Darren, you're so good with words, aren't you? The red light is flashing. So yeah, it's good value. Give it. Probably a bit late to buy for Christmas now, but now my hearing's restored, I can get back to the big pile of CDs. So yeah, Robert Reed, Willow Songs EP. I enjoyed it. And Merry Christmas, Mr. Reed, if you're watching this. Keep up the good work. And that's it. My name's been Darren Lock. I've been talking about Willow's EP by Robert Reed. Only one more thing to say. He says, thundering through this with shortness of breath and much bulging of eyes. And that one thing is, I'm going to whisper it, okay? Prog on.